This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're at the Bio CEO and Investor Conference 2019 in New York. With me right now is Dr. Nassim Usman from Catalyst Biosciences. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is CBIO. Dr. Usman, welcome to SNN Live.
Robert, real pleasure to be here. Thank you.
It's great to have you on. So for our audience, let's start off with an overview of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Great, Robert. We're a biotechnology company developing novel hemophilia treatments to treat hemophilia A and B with inhibitors and hemophilia B.
So let's get a history of the company. When did it start, and how did you develop to where you're currently at today?
Well, that's a great question. We initially started off as a protease engineering company in about 2004, so we've been around for a while. We decided to focus on the two hemophilia assets we have in 2008 or 9, and drug development takes time, but we're very happy. We've shown clinical efficacy, and we're in phase 2 going towards phase 3.
Let's follow up on that. So tell us a little bit more about your pipeline and development.
Our lead compound is a factor 7A called Marzeptocog alpha. We just announced last week results from a phase 2 portion of a phase 2/3 study showing that the drug very effectively controls bleeding in hemophilia patients with inhibitors. Our second compound is called dalsanonacog. It's an engineered factor 9. We showed last year, in the middle of the year, very convincing efficacy that drug works in a phase 1/2 study. And we're planning on taking that into a phase 2b study in the first quarter of this year. Later in the year, we'll be reporting on data from both of those drugs in more advanced clinical trials in the third and fourth quarter.
So what about your drugs makes them unique when compared to both current standard of care and some of your peers that might be developing similar therapeutics?
That's a great question, Robert. Most of the approved hemophilia drugs are dosed intravenously. That is, you have to stick a needle into someone's vein on a fairly regular basis, and in case of a hemophilia patient, for the rest of their lives. And that's not a great way to take a drug for a very long-term use. Our drugs, because of the way we engineered them, are very, very potent. So we can give a very small amount as a subcutaneous or under-the-skin injection, just like a diabetic takes insulin every day. We want to convert the treatment of hemophilia from a very painful intravenous infusion to a very simple subcutaneous injection.
So is your therapeutic more for pain management versus actual cure? Or I think that would be a good way to clarify.
We are actually treating the disease. So the IV drugs work. They're just horribly inconvenient. So we're giving you a much better way to take that drug and give you the efficacy. And basically our mantra is no more bleeding for these patients.
So what's the size of the addressable patient market?
So that's a great question too. Hemophilia is considered an orphan drug, so it's a smaller patient population. They estimate approximately 300 to 400,000 patients in the world. The patient population for Marzeptocog is a smaller slice, and so that's probably about 4,000 patients worldwide. And hemophilia B, where dalsanonacog, our factor 9, works, is about 80,000 patients worldwide addressable. The size of the market is remarkably large. For Marzeptocog, it's about $2 billion plus and growing, and for dalsanonacog, it's about $1.2 billion a year and growing.
And what's your background? I mean, how did you come into all this?
I was actually trained as an organic chemist many, many years ago and went into the biotech business of all things RNA. So I had a lot of experience in siRNA, which is getting a lot of attention now. But I've always been interested in biology in general and went to the venture capital side for a while and then took the role as CEO of Catalyst Biosciences in 2006.
So I also have to ask, where was the science for these drugs developed?
So the original concept of the company when it started came out of work that was done at UCSF, where they were doing engineering of proteases, which are a certain type of protein. And that's what the company started with, but over time we developed these particular compounds, Marzeptocog and dalsanonacog, internally at the company by the scientists who were there and just were excellent protease engineers.
And then from what you can tell me, what are some of the company's growth drivers now moving forward?
Yes. Our major growth driver this year will be the completion of the phase 2 portion of Marzeptocog alpha, which, as I said, we showed the initial data, which is excellent this year. And then we will be meeting with the FDA at the end of the year to finalize the design of the registration trial to get the drug approved in 2020.
And for more information, where can our audience go to find everything they want to know about Catalyst
Everything
Biosciences?
you want to know is at www.catalystbiosciences.com.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're at the BioCEO and Investor Conference 2019 in New York. With me again is Dr. Naseem Usman from Catalyst Biosciences, publicly traded company. The symbol is CBIO. Dr. Usman, thank you again for joining me.
Robert, real pleasure. Thank you.